For the highlight session of today's event, you would be seeing that the hype is actually real. So you would be seeing real-life business scenarios and especially demos that we like to provide live. So we always rely on our platform to provide live demos. And in order for this to happen, I will have to invite with me here my colleague, Andreea Plesea, co-founder of DRUID and Chief Customer Experience Officer, and Gabi Mocan as well, Chief Experience Officer. So they will actually showcase the reality that happens now in the ground. So
first of all, thank you for being here in such a great number. We are overwhelmed by your presence. As you probably know, just one second. DRUID is a company that has created a conversational AI platform which can integrate with any system inside the company and represent a unique interface with your employees, but also at the same time with the customer. And speaking about customers, Gabi comes from our first customer. He took the decision to join DRUID after almost 20 years in Transylvania Bank, the largest bank in Romania. He joined DRUID in 1st of January. Gabi was our first customer, a customer brought in by Microsoft when DRUID was almost a MVP, a POC. And he started playing around with DRUID since 2018 and see how it evolved. And now Transylvania Bank has around 7 virtual assistants already in production. Gabi, what made you take this decision when many people ask about what's the future of startups in conversational AI when ChatGPT is on the market?
Guys,
thanks, Andreea.
Let me please allow you to join me here.
There.
Thank you.
Thank you. And first of all, we want to thank you all because for me, it's the first event with DRUID. I honestly wasn't expecting that many people. There are people standing because are more than we imagined they're going to be. So thanks a lot for coming. And yeah, regarding your question, Andreea, I took the decision to join DRUID last year. I had no idea, probably like most of us, that this is going to come with ChatGPT and everything, but I'm really happy that I took that decision because right now I'm in some context that offers us the opportunity to enable businesses even more than we imagined a few years ago. And yeah, as the customer of DRUID, I was somehow always amazed. As Andreea said, I started working with DRUID in 2018. DRUID wasn't having a platform yet. They were building it. But what made me take the decision to work with DRUID and then join DRUID was actually the fact, not as much the technology they're offering and DRUID is offering today, but the fact that the people in DRUID are always open and ready to take on different new opportunities. Like ChatGPT, I mean, a few months ago, we wouldn't imagine ChatGPT used in enterprise context, right? Because you would say, okay, we can play with that, but not enterprise context. Nowadays, we will show you some demos with applicability in exactly that scenario. Real-life enterprise scenarios with security, with scalability, with data privacy, with everything you need. Because DRUID platform was built to be able to scale and to improve what they do. And as the slide that's displayed right now, it evolves and it keeps evolving from a simple FAQ chatbot, like the chatbots were able to do, to the virtual assistants, AI virtual assistants, and now one of the new releases, it's CBA, Conversational Business Application. So basically, there's going to be one platform that could offer you the possibility to develop and solve your needs with one platform in a conversational manner without having to buy another license for a new web or another system, another license for databases. You can store data. You can display, you can view, you can filter, you can do pretty much anything. And that, you can do that in the most natural way that people, colleagues, partners talk. Conversational. Not anything else but conversational. As you'd write on chat to a colleague to ask for something, you can have a virtual assistant giving you the answer. And later on, you'll see that happening.
So we were oftenly asked during the last 3 months, what is different about DRUID and how is DRUID special? We consider DRUID as being special through its architecture. So this is the real differentiator of DRUID. Last year, as Gabi mentioned, we have left the crowded market of conversational AI, and we have created the conversational business applications. This means that even if you have a lot of systems inside your company, DRUID platform comes as a conversational layer on top and is able to integrate with all these systems. But what happens if you have some missing pieces of the puzzle inside your organization? If you don't have a ticket management application or a task management application or even a recruitment application, we can create all these types of application inside DRUID without writing any single line of code. And I will show you later on how we can, you have virtual desktops, role-based access control, so fully secured due to DRUID platform's architecture, which enable every persona inside the organization have its own virtual environment, his own virtual application to solve day-to-day tasks. Without having to change from one system to another, which saves time from doing this ping pong. And also, together with the conversational AI, conversational business applications, we have introduced the concept of a Megabot. The Megabot means that there is one single conversational access point to all the mini bots that have automated different process inside the organization. Imagine that you have an HR virtual assistant, an IT help desk virtual assistant, an accounts payable, legal or paralegal virtual assistant. And you have all these spread across multiple platforms. One can be in a competitor platform of ours. Other can be deployed on websites. Others can be in Microsoft Teams, and so on. There is, with DRUID Megabot concept, we introduce one extra layer, one single assistant where you can talk, chat in different topics. For instance, I need a leave request, I need VPN access, I want to onboard a new candidate. What are the latest claims coming from the suppliers, and so on. So all this is done with one single conversational interface. And all this is possible having the DRUID architecture in place. Fully secure, validated by ministries of defense from US, from Israel, and so on, and represent a conversational layer on top of all existing systems. And now, with the help of ChatGPT, we add an extra conversational capability to the already existing DRUID natural language understanding engines. So, Gabi, you're coming from a banking environment. Is it which is a very secure, very oriented towards security. How safe it is to implement DRUID with ChatGPT into the existing banking infrastructure? Can you show us some use cases on that?
This is some issue that everybody's asking about and concerning about, and probably you've seen in the media like news with data leaking because of using ChatGPT and everything. But there's a main difference. What we are talking here in enterprise context, it's integrating with Azure OpenAI, not the public one, right? That means that all the processing of the data happens in the Azure subscription. That could be DRUID subscription or your as a customer subscription, right? Everything happens in that subscription. It does not exit that subscription. That means that in terms of security, it's as secure as anything else you have in Azure, right? Then it comes to the GDPR regulations. Staying in Azure in your subscription, you already have the subscription based in some approved area, geographical area, right? So it's the same thing, you don't have to worry about that. And the next thing that people are asking about, it's, okay, I will put my data in the chat. Is it gonna happen to be used to train the model? The answer is no. If you have the integration with Azure OpenAI in enterprise context, all the data you input in the chat, it's not going to be used to train the model. It's your data, it stays in your subscription, it's not used for somebody else. That has to be clear, and it's specified very, very clear by our partner Microsoft, and there are no reasons to worry about that, right?
And on top of that, DRUID adds an extra layer of security because we are controlling what data is sent via prompts to ChatGPT's APIs in Azure. So also DRUID has a security principle applied to the entities that we are using to pass data towards APIs, which means that we can encrypt the content that is passed over. And there are several levels of encryption. Encryption at passing data, encryption at storing data in conversational history logs, so even in logs it is encrypted, and at the same time even in conversation. So when we chat, after the message is sent, you see it encrypted with stars, so you don't see messages in clear for sensitive content. This is a very important part because we don't train the models, we pass prompts, and inside the prompt, the data, the sensitive content can be encrypted by DRUID platform.
Great. Now, I think you're probably glad to hear that, but most of it, you want to see that happening, right? So let's go to some demos. I'll go first with a demo that it's showcasing the knowledge base that already was there as a functionality in the DRUID platform, but now you have it like on steroids using this integration, right? What I'm going to show you, it's a use case. Just, it's not something with a real customer because of GDPR and everything, but it's a use case that you will see it could be applied in real life like that. I'm going to use some information. Okay, you got it right here. So basically, knowledge base means that you have a set of information, and you can answer any question of the user from that information. What's new here is that probably before you would have to prepare the data, right? To set it in some specific mode, to have some different alternate questions so the user's input would match the question so it could find the answer. Now we have something new here. We have like PDF files, we have Excel files, and we have unstructured data, websites, as Liviu mentioned earlier with the DRUID website. And I'll show you really quick, like it's a use case, let's say it's a virtual bank, and you have information about accounts, just like a PDF. You could have a PDF with a short description of the accounts, right? And eligibility, description, interest rate, amount, term, everything there. You could have an Excel file. We just had a customer a few days ago with IT help desk questions organized exactly like this, question, answer in an Excel file. And as you can see, there are just two columns, question and answer. No alternate questions, no nothing. You could have multiple lines for one topic, let's say, as we have for personal loans, or just one topic, one line for another topic. It doesn't matter. As you have it, you can feed it to the knowledge base, right? And what happens then, we have website. And as a website, I also took a very simple example in order to be easy to follow. And it's a web page that looks like this. It's about documents that you need for a car loan, right? And the way the text is here in the page, it's pretty much as you would get an answer on email if you ask a colleague, right? It's not structured, it's just saying this and this and this, this is what we need. That's all. And after you add this information in the knowledge base, you just train it, and it extracts the content from those three sources. And I'll show you how it works. So for example, we have information about accounts, right? I could ask, what's the difference between a savings account and a premium savings account? So as you've seen in the PDF, there are two sections with savings account and premium accounts, but it can give you an answer comparing those two information, pieces of information that it has in the PDF, and it's extracted in the knowledge base. As you can see, the main difference it's the interest rate. Savings account 0.25 to 1.5, premium accounts starting from 2.5. Premium accounts 2.5, savings the same range here, right? As in chat. So first of all, it can compare. It doesn't have to give an answer from only one piece of information. Even more, it gives you the answer to the exact question, not all the content, right? Still, you have related articles. So for example, you told me the interest rate, the differences, but I want to know more about the premium savings account. I have a related article here, and it would give me the whole content that I have in the knowledge base related to the premium savings account. And you have it all here, right? So it's like, this is the answer to your question, but if you want more details, you got it right here. And also it's traceable, because you can see the source of data that it used to give you the answer. I'll give you another example. Like, for example, I want to buy a house, and I have an offer from a different bank with a good interest rate, 4.3. Can you make me a better offer? So I give it as an input the interest rate I have from the other bank, and it says, yes, I can offer you a better one because our rates are from 2.5 to 6.5, so I could give you a lower, right? Also, it makes some calculations and different kind of stuff. So for example, I could say, what's the total amount I could get with two different
Andreea.
loans? A car loan and a personal loan. And as you can see, it says 150. Why? Because I have the personal loan with a maximum amount of 50 and the car loan with a maximum amount of 100. So there are two different pieces of information addressing two different topics, but it can generate the answer for the question that the user asked.
And here, Gabi, I would like to add, this is an isolated demo just for demo purposes, but imagine it in our banking solution where you start by answering to questions and then you go to the next step, logging in the lead and get the onboarding process started or getting a credit simulation in place, which generates business. It's not anymore about cost reduction, it's now getting new business in for you. And you can trace that in DRUID dashboard area where you can monitor the ROIs brought from cost reduction, but also from the business generated through the platform.
Right, and here, for example, I asked about a list of the documents. Sorry, it was my mistake. Show me. Even if I thought, I said, show me a list, a bulleted list I need for a car loan. I was thinking about documents, but it seems that it figured out, right? So this is from the web page I just showed you that looks like this. Nothing structured, just phrases that you could get from a user, right? And you can see I have valid driver's license. You got it here. You have the proof of income, employment verification, confirmation of the address, exactly what's here. So from a whole page with free text, not structured, not anything, it could give you exactly the list you are asking for, right? Without anything else. And can you give me some information about the retirement account? Let's see.
Are you thinking about retirement already?
Yeah, hopefully. But it cannot give me any information. Why? because it's enterprise context, and you need to have answers that are accurate and offered only from your information, from your procedures, from your documentation, not to invent anything. So it says, unfortunately, we do not offer, because there's nothing in my PDF list of accounts with retirement account, right? So if you ask me something that it's not in the information you gave it to me, I'm not going to answer, I'm not going to create, I'm not going to invent answers.
Yes.
There's no hallucination. In enterprise context, we train the model, and Perma tries to isolate the context, giving answers only from your information, not anything else, and no hallucination. Because in enterprise context, you cannot afford to say, yeah, I'll give you an interest rate even lower than what I have. You cannot do that, right? So,
yeah.
Exactly.
And here is where DRUID platform comes into picture, because the content that is passed to ChatGPT prompt is controlled by DRUID platform, and it's only within that prompt the answer to be provided by ChatGPT. So it's a contained version of the answer.
And it's independent from the way we prompt the bot, because I can ask a question in a different way.
Yes, it's independent of the way you ask the question. If the answer for your question is in the data set that was, the kellet of the data set that was provided by DRUID platform to ChatGPT, then it will be able to answer to your question. Otherwise, it will say there is no valid answer into the training set.
There was the first demo, and probably, as you can see, you could just take this, apply it to the information you already have, PDFs, Excels, or web, crawl it, index it, and let it go. It works. Now I'll show you another demo for a different industry, for retail. And this is probably a little bit more into GPT integration. And it's going to be something that it helps you even if you don't even know what to ask the chatbot, right? Sometimes I might be not so informed, but still I want help. I don't even know what to ask, and I'll show you what's going to happen here. We have a flow. It's, let's say I'm a customer and I want to buy a car, right? I go to their website, they have a virtual assistant, and I ask for help to buy a car, but I don't know what to ask for. The bot, it's trained in the prompt, and I'll show you really quick the prompt. So the flow is like this. The flow starts, ask questions, generate the output from what I know and what the user said to me. And if I have all the information I need, I go and search the products. If not, I keep going back and asking until I got everything needed. And here, with the prompt, as you can see, we have the tools the bot can use. Asking details, searching. You only have access to the following tools. So it's not going to do anything else out of the context. It also makes sure you have an option selected for each field before you search for a product. So you cannot go ahead if you don't have all the details. And I'll show you really quick.
So what you showed earlier is DRUID platform designers that are used by both authors, but partners, but customers that want to design the conversational flow. And you saw how easily it is to configure. So it's basically drag and drop on a canvas, even if we are talking about integrations or building the conversational patterns.
Yeah. So here we go. Hello, can you help me search for a car? What type of car are you looking for? I don't really know. Can you help? What information do you need in order to answer me? So, what's the budget? Let's say 75,000.
Apparently, he got the loan earlier.
Yeah, I got a loan for the previous one. What car type? Let's say I'd like an electric SUV. So basically, I don't know what kind of information, engine, car type, or whatever they need in order to answer my question. But the bot keeps asking me whatever it needs to build my answer, right? Excellent. How many seats? I want 4. Well, electric SUVs with 4 seats are not currently available. So it sticks to the options we instruct it to, right? I cannot go with different ones. So I'll take 5. Power, I would say 210 would be fine. I'll go with automatic. Color, I really like yellow. Sorry, we don't have yellow. So again, you have to stick to the options they can offer, right?
It's a cab. He wants a cab.
So Irina wants green. Okay. Good. So we have all the information here. So again, when I started the conversation with the bot, I had no idea what attributes the bot needs, right? But it keeps asking me, and even more, you see it have this. At some point, I said, I want an electric SUV. It didn't ask me again about the fuel type. It got it, that it's an electric, right? And even more, because we are talking in an enterprise context, and you have this information from the user, but you need to use it somewhere. So I'll show you back here. In the instructions, we are able to instruct the bot to generate, based on this output, it can generate the output in a JSON format like this, or any JSON format you want. That way, when you finish the conversation, you can get the input from the user and just put it in any backend system you want, generate it by the bot in the JSON format you need it for your specific backend system, right?
So DRUID platform will take the output, will pass it through DRUID connector to other API systems, and then continue the conversation inside DRUID virtual assistant.
And as you see in here again, I want an SUV with 4 seats, but as long as that's not one of the options I offered, like here are the options, it cannot go with that option. It cannot hallucinate. It cannot go out of the context I instruct it to follow, right?
And the options are now hard-coded due to the demo's sake, but DRUID platform will call the APIs of your product catalogs and prepare this form by binding into DRUID entities inside the DRUID platform, and then pass this context to ChatGPT inside the prompt itself.
All right, so
Gavi,
the event was pretty happy for me. I have a loan, I have an electric SUV. That's good.
To point out here that our platform uses the competence of ChatGPT, what's trained by platform is knowledge base of the client. No, it's not. With the knowledge base of the client, and also is our ideal conversation history, which is extremely important. So different conversation history, for example, for take a loan, we take the ideal parts, so not which were well finalized, and we train. And then the platform also access the data of the client through API. These 3 sources give a major part of using conversational and generative AI.
Okay.
And also, just a second, also I just want to mention that this is something that really enables what everybody's looking now. Nowadays, everybody's looking for fast IT, right? You need to develop, but develop it fast. You don't have like 6 months or 1 year to release the product or the application you need, but because by that time, it's gonna be another needs on the market, right? You need to do that fast. And this is the way you can do that fast. Like building that flow, it's like probably half an hour or less. And you can do that. You can save the data here. You can send it to your backend system. You can do anything you want from there. And again, in conversational context. I'll pass to Andreea to show you another use case. Thank you.
So, because I mentioned earlier about the Megabot and the fact that there is one single virtual assistant, and when Livy also told you that when we started DRUID, we had in mind the employee, I'm going to show you now the Megabot that we are using inside DRUID platform, which is a combination between applications that we have and applications that we don't have and which we have built inside DRUID. We are using this virtual assistant inside Microsoft Teams, And for instance, we can do task management. We don't have a task management application, but with the help of DRUID data services, workspaces, and forms, we can store the task inside the platform. We have HR interactions, and we have connected the virtual assistant inside our Bamboo HR. Nobody probably heard about. So it's an application that we have used by calling the APIs of Bamboo HR, and we are saving the leave requests, generating certificates, even doing recruitment inside the platform. We also have integrated with Microsoft Azure Graph APIs, so we can integrate with the schedulers, with the calendars, and find availabilities and book a meeting with someone from the company. We have created for us and also for some of our customers an end-to-end automated from scratch expense management application, where customers take a picture with their phone on the documents when they do for instance, they are on a business trip, they take a picture with the mobile device, upload the receipt, and automatically the platform logs in an expense. Similar, we have knowledge-based integration you already seen with SharePoint document or other DMS systems. We have automations inside the IT department. So now I'm going to use this IT help desk because probably a lot of you are working from home still, and I would like to get VPN access. So now automatically the virtual assistant starts a conversation and asks the reason for why I want it to work from home. And I really need it for 1 week. So now, automatically, the platform has stored this ticket. We don't have a ticket management application, and we are using DRUID Conversational Business Application to create a ticket management system. And I'm going to play now the role of Raul, who is our DevOps manager and who is maintaining the entire Azure infrastructure inside DRUID, and he's the one able to grant access. So now I'm Raul, and I'm choosing my workspace. This is the concept of the virtual desktops. Now I have many because I'm an admin also, but usually when an employee logs in, it has the virtual desktop that he's entitled to see. So now as Raul, I see the IT help desk desktop, and I see here on the left the menus that I'm entitled to access. So I'm going to go on the ticket part. This is DRUID application part. Also, I have the chat all the time available above the application itself as a conversational layer. So this means that it's a business application with a conversational flavor. So together, conversational business applications. And now I'm going to go quickly on the ticket that has been just created. You see, it's like an application. We can edit the fields, we can save the data inside different systems, so it's a unique layer on top of every application inside the company to build 360 image. And we can also configure here shortcuts to pass to the virtual assistant that is available on the form. So now I'm going to trigger an RPA process. I'm going to instruct DRUID virtual assistant to start an RPA process to provide me automatically VPN access without Raul having to touch any system in order to do that. So this is an automation 100% done through the platform. And now I'm going to play the role of Mihai from marketing. So I'm on marketing operations, and I would like to invite people to an event that we are going to organize. So I'm playing with the application itself, and I would like to define a new entry for the event. I will call it DRUID and Microsoft. And the subject of the event will be DRUID plus MS equals, and the tone of voice should be a friendly one. And the country is UK. I would like to pass on the date of the event, which is June 7th, 2023, and the agenda will be a keynote from 10 to 10:15. and the location will be HTTP, so online event. Now, once I save this record, automatically DRUID platform will trigger the APIs of ChatGPT, will pass on the prompt data collected inside the application, and ChatGPT has created for me the invite that I can send over to an emailing list. You see, it was taken the parameters and it was able in a friendly manner to build an invitation. Now DRUID platform connects with Microsoft Dynamics CRM, for instance, takes this content and automatically sends email without the employee even touching it. And the last demo I have prepared is for medical, yeah.
There's a question before, like hallucination and creativity and everything. So in my demo, you're talking about interest rates and stuff like that, serious business. You don't want to be creative there, right? But for example, creating an invitation for an event, maybe you want to send it with a friendly tone to some customers, maybe you want to send with a formal tone to some others, so you can have different settings and generate different type of content there, as you wish for a specific situation.
So
Go
now,
ahead, Andreea, I saw with different industries, maybe you can show us something from a different industry here.
So I'm going to show you something in WhatsApp for healthcare. So I have recently visited the cardiologist. I'm not sick leave, I'm okay. And I'm in front of the pharmacist, and I don't remember what he prescribed to me. So I'm entering WhatsApp. Now I'm using WhatsApp for web. I can enter WhatsApp on mobile device, and I can ask, this is DRUID Virtual Assistant, what did the cardiologist prescribe? And automatically DRUID platform will look into my patient record and identifies the medicines that I'm going to take. Now I'm going to say, I am pregnant. Can I take Natrixam? This is ChatGPT that I'm asking. It's looking for the medicine leaflet and searches inside the leaflet if there are any adverse reactions or if there are any restrictions. So now I see that I'm not able to take Natrixam. I'm in front of the pharmacy, so the bot tells me that I really need to see a doctor. So now I tell the virtual assistant, this time is DRUID that will take the request, and I will say, I want to book an appointment to cardio. And automatically, DRUID platform understands its cardiology, knows that I have visited in the past the doctor, and I don't remember the name, but it will give me the name. And it will ask me when should I be available, and this is the availability of my former doctor. So it knows exactly my patient record and knows to whom I have to be scheduled, or I can even continue the flow and change the appointment. So the beauty of DRUID platform connected to ChatGPT is that it brings value to the company, and I'm going to show you now how you can measure the value through DRUID customizable dashboards that are connected to conversational AI history. You can tailor-make and monitor every KPI you would like to monitor, historical data included, and you can also see in real time the ROIs that you get, so the benefits that from cost-saving perspective, FTEs, and also what are the drivers. So you see what is the contribution of ChatGPT integration inside your company. Thank you, Irina. I'm going to stop.
Just leave it. Go ahead. It's my favorite part. You know that I love the analytics, so just go ahead. You have 2 more minutes.
Okay, thank you. So DRUID, this is one of the differentiator of DRUID platforms compared to other players, that we have this rich analytics that can be configurable based on what really users are chatting with the virtual assistant. And also you can measure the benefits brought by each integration. So for instance, how many leave requests? What is the value a leave request generated through DRUID can bring to me? And I go here on the integration area and simply, for instance, I go generate time slots, and I go here and specify what is the amount of FTE I save if this is done automatically. And when someone generates a timesheet or gets a leave request or generates a document or I don't know, books an appointment, you get from these parameters in real time the benefits inside the platform. You can calculate NPS scoring for contact center by taking into account also DRUID live conversation inside the contact center, also measure engagement, drop rates, and so on and so forth. Thank you. My colleagues are killing me now because I exceeded the time. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sure that everyone loved the enthusiasm of our colleagues, but because it's a reality that we're living. This is something that excites us. This is something that will for sure change the world, the way we interact with technology. So it's just a pleasure us talking about it. It's our pleasure us talking about what we can do and what you can do actually, because we wanted to spark interest, we wanted to spark ideas with this presentation. So now we are heading towards a short break, but after the break we are waiting for you here to discuss about business, to discuss about how ChatGPT would impact business with a panel of the ladies from Women in Tech and Women in Technology. So I'm waiting for you here.
Thank you, and feel free to come to anybody of DRUID asking if you need any.
How much do we have? 20 minutes
10.
for break?
10.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.